Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and this is just a quick, well, maybe not quick, but my Eternity of Pain run 1 for the final week of this round, and I decided to go in with Guillotine, Warlock, and Symbiote Supreme. So what this does is, when you have multiple of the same class on your team, it basically allows you to knock out more objectives all at once. Because Paragon, you have to defeat, I think it's the same with Thronebreakers, you have to defeat the path with having one of the class members not on your team. So by doing this, by doing it with 2 techs and a mystic, I complete the cosmic, skill, science, and mutant objectives. And that just gives me a little bit more flexibility on the second run. Now there are plenty of counters. It really is dependent on who you have on your roster and depending on your masteries as well. I chose to go with Guillotine. Now when I first jumped in, I was running a Guillotine, Torch, and Symbiote Supreme team, and I just kept failing for whatever reason on the Ikaris with my Torch, and basically you only have one shot with Torch to do that fight well because you need to get him down with Nova Flames. And I did it, when I was practicing in the earlier weeks when Ikaris was up. But I ended up just deciding if I have Warlock on the team, then whenever I get poisoned, whenever I get a debuff on me, I'll get some extra power gain, and that actually makes this fight go a lot smoother, and I can spam a lot more specials and get the combo count up. Once you get over 100, that's when the damage really starts coming in. You really do have to be very mindful of that Bane transfer. Cut your combo short so he can throw a special, or cut your combo short to do a dash back intercept to keep going and carrying over your combo to keep transferring the Bane, particularly at the beginning of the fight, because that's when the Bane is the strongest. And then you just want him spamming special ones. His AI goes really passive at times. You can see there, finally he did throw it. Spamming the special ones will allow him to gain those Furies on each special activation. And yeah, we're just going to keep smashing him, doing a lot of dash back intercepts, baiting his specials, countering his specials. And towards the end, I'm going to hold my power and basically finish him off with a special 3 with him at under 5% or less. Now, I probably could have thrown it earlier, but it's a guaranteed kill. And yeah, so I did do this fight a number of times before this, but when I got past this Crossbones, when I swapped my team with Warlock on there, this was the original run that I did, and the whole idea was Guillotine for Crossbones, Symbiote Supreme for Ikaris, Warlock for Blade, and then Guillotine ramped up for Dormammu. So here we get the kill. Special 3 with under 5% or less is a guaranteed kill. It's going to carry over the combo. And having that combo there is really nice to have for the next fight that you'll use her in, because she's just going to have insane damage. I'm a really big Guillotine 2099 fan. She's rank 3, max sig, and yeah, she just does some amazing work once you get over 100 combo. And then here we got Symbiote Supreme. I think I showed a solo when Ikaris was up with Symbiote Supreme. I do run max Mystic Dispersion, so that does make this fight significantly easier. You do want to do mostly mediums and heavies. I will start throwing some lights in to get the energize buffs up. So every time you throw a light, he gets an energize buff, which gives him more power gain. And if he has 7 or more and then he starts throwing specials, then you'll start taking damage back. When you throw that first medium, you get that I can't remember what the debuff is, but basically you have to throw the power detonation. There we go, that one. You have to throw a special before that expires, or otherwise you're going to take damage. So the whole idea here is I'm going to hit into the block, try to get a bunch of energize up, and then throw the special 3. I did let that expire. I didn't want to push him over to special 2. So we're going to get him to throw, and then we're going to throw our special 3. And then having energize buffs on him, those are all going to get nullified, going to give me damage, going to give me Mystic Dispersion. So you can see I go full combo. He's got 10, and you're going to see I get to nullify all of those and get back, I think, to 3 bars of power on this one, just because of max MD. Yeah. So then he throws a special. I can throw another special. We do have the knockdown. You have to knock him down to take off the protection. And then he's got the Mighty Charge, which is going to remove the bleeds and the armor breaks and the weaknesses that will get applied. With the protection on and the armor there, you can just block that special. You do not want to intercept him while you have all your phases up, because if you bleed him, armor break, if you bleed him on the intercept, he'll be immune and he'll go unstoppable and unblockable. You don't want to parry him because he'll go unstoppable and unblockable. Unstoppable is on the first debuff that you put on through parry or through the intercept, and the second one will make him go unblockable. So it's a pretty simple fight if you have Mystic Dispersion. I mean, simple. It is annoying. It's a really awkward way to have to do this fight, but you know, I'm just tapping into his block with a medium and then either trying to bait out his heavy or push him over a bar to where he can throw a special and you can counter him. So we're just going to keep cycling this over and over and over again, and he's going to go down. It's a pretty simple solo. This was the first attempt that I made with Symbiote Supreme in this whole run, and we got him down. So max Mystic Dispersion, or 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5 is definitely recommended. It will help significantly. Symbiote Supreme can put out some pretty solid damage. You just want to make sure you don't intercept him while you can bleed him, because that will get you wrecked. So you can see there I'm just hitting into the block with a bunch of light attacks, giving him the energize, and then coming out. All of those will get nullified. You get damage from it and a lot of MD. I think this is going to shoot me back up to special 3 again. It's almost, and then I got carried over with the change of the blessing. Accidentally parried there. You can see they got the unstoppable. We're trying to just bait a special. There we go. And get a whole bunch of bleeds on. We get that off before the protection comes back up. And then just over and over and over again. So I will let this play out. There are lots of options to use for this Ikaris. You just need to know if and when you can throw any light attacks. If you have a way to remove the energized buffs, you can throw some light attacks in there. If not, I generally try to stay away from it. Overall, I mean, maybe I'll put on 2 to 3, which really just helps him to keep throwing the special one that you can counter. But more than that, I think it's a little bit too much. And you definitely don't want to push him to 7 or more, because then every time he throws a special, you just take damage, and you'll end up just dying. So, yeah, I'll let this play out, and then we'll see at the beginning of the next fight, which is Blade. Alright, so we're just finishing up. Special 3 kills him. We get the solo. So we got soloed Crossbones with Guillotine. Got the combo carried over. Soloed Ikaris with Symbiote Supreme. And next up, we're going to go in with Warlock with against Blade. Now, I did not ever do a run with Warlock against this Blade. My whole plan was to get him under the 70%, and then I can hit into his block when he has power, and he will try to regen, but the infection will block that, drain him, and degen him. Unfortunately, I do mess up in this attempt, and I think I actually get him right around 70% before I kind of get going. But Warlock is a pretty decent option, and if you happen to get tagged on the special ones, which are fully unblockable, or the special 2, you're bleed immune. So it's nice because if you don't bring in a bleed immune champ and you get tagged by the specials, which are every hit is fully unblockable, you'll pretty much die almost immediately. It's hard to survive it unless you have some type of like coagulate and maybe some bleed resistance. But you can see I'm just trying to parry here, get infection up, and yeah, I tried to slow my combo down there, but too much. And then you just got to watch out for that destructive feedback shield. Trying to get some intercepts in, and see, like right there, destructive feedback. I did some damage to him, and then I took a block before it expired, and I took a chunk of damage. So the AI in this fight isn't as annoying as the Crossbone one, but it can get annoying. It can get pretty passive, and you want to have your intercept game on and really just work around the destructive feedback. You can play pretty safe. I'm playing pretty safe here, trying to play pretty safe here, working around the destructive feedback. And if you can get a special off with those power gain passives, I can't remember what they're called. We'll look at them in a second. You can get some decent damage, but you do have to get your special off and the surcharges. And with those up, they cost less power for him, so he's just continually at like 1 bar. And for me, I'm not really comfortable trying to counter his special one. I know you can, but the window is very tight. And you don't want to get parried, especially if you don't bring a bleed immune champ, because the parry on that counter or anything, if he parries you, he won't stun you, but you will bleed. And it's definitely not as potent, and the duration is not nearly as long as the special one, but you can't have that happen too many times. So yeah, this is definitely not the best showcase for Warlock, but there you can see we got some of those surcharges removed. Now I'm holding block, and I was able to get him to hold block and drain some of his power, so he didn't throw the special 2. The special 2 is fully available. I've done it. I don't do it consistently enough, but basically you dash back, and then there's a double dash back when he starts shooting the bullets at you. So you can see we're close to that 70% threshold where he can start healing. And I'm gonna get clipped here somewhere. I'm trying to get to a special 1. Oh yeah, here I do throw the special, but I don't think I had infection up, so the drain was not all that great, the power drain. So here, there, I tried to do a double dex. I only got the first part, and then I get whacked. Yeah, so like I ended up right around 70%, which is pretty bad. So I was debating whether or not to just restart. I'm like, nah, I've already spent. Before I did this run, I was trying just different teams, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and then there you go. I take a parry like right out the gate when I was trying to dash back. Destructive feedback kicks in and takes a huge chunk of my health. Now, the nice thing with Guillotine is you can power drain, and she's already ramped from the Crossbone fight, so the damage is very, very nice. So you can keep power draining there. I think I tried to throw a special, but I got power drained because you have like 20 seconds before you get power drained. She's got a nice regen as well. She's bleed immune. There I get a combo shield off, another one off, just in case if I do get hit. And then here, throw a special. Had 6 surcharges, get a decent chunk of damage in addition to removing those. And then I'm gonna be able to take a blocked hit here shortly, and then you're gonna see me drop to 15 and then trigger the regen, go all the way back up. So we do finish this off. Had I gone in with Guillotine, definitely could have just soloed it, but the thing here is because of the every 20 seconds or whatever you get power drained, you can't finish with a special 3. And I really wanted to finish with a special 3 so that the Dormammu fight would be super simple and quick. There, combo shields, save my bacon. We still have our combo up, and yeah, I get another parry heavy, and yeah, we're gonna finish them off, but I'm not gonna be able to carry the combo over, which is fine. I've soloed the Dormammu with Guillotine, you know, starting at 0 combo, but yeah, Guillotine's just nice because you can continually drain Blade and get, you know, kind of push him over 2 bars without any fear of having to dex the special 2 if you're not comfortable doing that. So you can see I just go over special 2 and then special 1. Now that would have drained him below 2 bars, but it ended up killing him. So we get the assist there, and then we move up to Dormammu. I'm gonna heal up Guillotine, put a few potions in, and you know, and I've said this, itemless, item full, anywhere in between, everybody gets the same reward. So if you're not able to solo these fights, it's totally fine. If you gotta try a bunch of times for some good runs, totally fine. If you have to use some items, you have to use a lot of items. If you have them, totally fine. There's nothing in the rewards that has anything to do with item use, so just keep that in mind. So here I'm just starting to parry at the beginning to where I can get power gain, and then I'm just going to keep trying to spam my special ones. Now I did get a solo on this Dormammu with Guillotine when there was, I think the Paragon objective was Robot, and you know, I did it, I think on my second, third, maybe 4th try. It didn't take me too long to get it, but this was my first time getting to Dormammu this week, and unfortunately I didn't have a solo run, and yeah, but the whole idea here is to keep spamming special ones, parry, get that power gain. I kind of stall to let as much power get gained while he's stunned without hitting him and giving him power, because if he throws a special 1 like, or a special 2 like this, he goes unstoppable and he can evade, but then he still has that stun immunity, which then you can't get the power gain. And then I just take a combo in the corner and I'm like, oh, come on, throw the special, drain him, he still has the stun immunity. Trying to stall a little bit, not really. Yeah, I get heavied in the corner. I'm just like, oh, come on. So I throw the special out of desperation and we die. So I debated just reviving Guillotine and then redoing it, but I'm like, I still have Symbiote Supreme. He can probably do some damage. I'm not getting the solo, obviously, so we just go with Sim. And I think we get off like 20%. Symbiote Supreme's not the best option here. I mean, he does have staggers to prevent the evade and the unstoppable on the specials. But his power gain, it's not as controllable because it's passive. And his special 1 doesn't do all that much damage to begin with. But I'm just spamming, getting the knockdowns. he throws a special 3 because he goes straight to special 3. But I am in the armor phase, so I am able to survive this. And I had that protection buff up. And then I just throw some specials. I'm trying to get rid of the degen. There, we get rid of it. He ends up blocking part of it. But we just keep getting a ton of power. And the degen on us is just killing us. And it ends up killing us, of course. But we got like 20% off. And then here, we're just going to go back in, put up 1 revive into Guillotine, heal her back up, and finish off the Dormammu. So overall, not too bad. 1 revive for the run, and it takes out 4 of the objectives for not having a cosmic, mutant, skill, or science on the team. So is this the best team for you? Maybe. If you have them ranked, if you're comfortable playing with them. But there are plenty of options, and there's lots of options that I would love to have used. And I've seen other people like use, but it's just, I don't have them. So hard to use people like Spider-Ham or something like that. I just don't have him. So yeah, I'm just kind of rambling on at the moment. But yeah, we finished him off, spam a special 1, get the power gain, try to keep him under a bar of power, stall while under the stun while you're getting the passive power gain from the power gain buff, and yeah, transfer the degen. That's where a lot of the damage comes in. Yeah, this run seems to go better. I'm not even certain if he ends up throwing a special in this one, because if you can let that power gain buff do a lot of the work, then you don't have to deal with the specials. Maybe he does throw 1. Yeah, there. He does throw 1. But we're under a bar. And when you're under a bar of power, the degen that you take is significantly less. And then once you get over a bar, you're going to want to try to throw that so you can transfer the degen, because it does scale the more bars of power you have. Yeah, now we're getting a little bit cornered. We can't get that power gain buff with that stun immunity, but we are going to be able to transfer. Here we go. You can still parry, you just won't get the stun. We gotta have more. Yeah, we got enough buffs to do damage from the buffed up with the placebos, the power gain, and the armor up that Guillotine has, and we finish them off. So hopefully this helps give you an idea if you're still looking for options. You can do more than 2 runs. If you feel like you just want to mix something up and make certain fights easier, that works too. I mean, the combinations and the options are really limitless. It really just depends on your roster, who you're comfortable with, and you can get knocked out fairly cheaply, probably even with itemless or very, very minimal items. And there are going to be some that take a handful of items, but that's okay too. So hopefully this helped. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.